World War II, the Great Patriotic War. These were Russia's glory years. When war leaders met at Yalta, Russia dealt with America as an equal. For 40 more years, the Soviet system rivaled America in the arms race, the space race, in sports, in everything. But since 1945, Russia has been slipping steadily down the global hierarchy of nations. By 1989, Russia was no longer America's rival. Its peers were Canada and Australia. The three were geographically vast and rich in natural resources. But Australia and Canada were growing into modern, service-oriented knowledge economies, unlike Russia, which is still heavily dependent on oil and gas. In the summer of 2009, President Medvedev hosted a summit meeting of Brazil, Russia, India, and China. The four BRICS met at Yekaterinburg. Russia's international stature has continued its slide. Russia now fights to stay level with the emerging economies of Brazil, China, and India. Russia's rivals, which are also the world's 6 next largest countries, must be doing something right. This short film is about what happened between Yalta and Yekaterinburg. Since the end of World War II, Americans have been on the move, heading south, heading west, heading to warmer climates, heading where the action is. In 1945, America's per capita income was $10,000, the same as Russia today. In 1945, the US population was 140 million. The same as Russia today. But since 1945, the US population has more than doubled, and income has more than quadrupled. Possibly the most mobile people on Earth, 40% of all Americans now live in just 6 states, where wealth and economic opportunity are concentrated. Starting with Stalin, Russia has been heading down the opposite track. To man farms and factories throughout the Soviet Union, Stalin forced millions of citizens to migrate. This enforced movement of people left the population thinly spread across a vast, cold and remote territory. Russia's faltering economy hastened the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. But Russia is still massively rich in natural resources. Russia, together with Canada and Australia, accounts for half the world's production of nickel and titanium, and a third of the world's iron, natural gas, and bauxite. Today, 75% of Russian exports come from extractive industries. But compare Russia with Canada. Here, only 24% of exports come from extractive industries. This is because Canada has transformed its economy into one that is high income, modern, diversified, innovative, and service-based. 2/3 of Canada's population lives within 75 kilometers of the border with its main trading partner, the USA. But only 13% of Russians live near their international borders. It's the same story in Australia. 75% of Australians live in their 3 biggest cities. Compare Australia's 75% with Russia's 12%. The lesson? If, like Australia and Canada, Russia concentrated its people into fewer cities, it too would learn that ideas and innovation create even more wealth than the riches underground. Since the collapse of communism, Russia has sought new spheres of influence to replace the old Soviet empire. President Medvedev has held a conference for the 4 BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, and China. The lesson from the world's 3 other largest emerging economies is this: by integrating with the rest of the world and not isolating themselves, China, India, and Brazil are becoming more prosperous. Brazil used to protect inefficient domestic industry from foreign competition. But in the 1990s, the government ended state-owned Petrobras's monopoly on oil drilling in Brazil. Foreign competition has forced Petrobras to double oil production and to expand internationally. Brazil invited American companies to invest in agriculture. Brazil is now the world's largest producer of soy, much of which is sold to China. One soy farm is twice the size of Hong Kong. At the Beijing Olympics, Russia won 23 gold medals, America 36, and China 51. Like its athletes, the Chinese economy is now a world player. It has concentrated its factories on the coast. By tapping into the global economy, China's factories, cities, and ports are thriving. The result? Between 1980 and 1995, China attracted 40% of all foreign investment in developing countries. In India, it used to take up to 24 months and 50 visits to Delhi for permission to import one personal computer. Today, India is a leading developer of software. The Infosys software campus here is second only to that of Microsoft. Information and communication technology makes up about 45% of India's exports. In Russia, that figure is 0.5%. In global competitiveness, China comes 29th today. India is 49th. Brazil is 56th. And Russia is 63rd. Russia once competed with the United States, where annual income is now nearly $50,000. Russia is now struggling to outpace emerging economies like India, where annual income is $1,000 a year. Russia needs to modernize and integrate with the world economy to gain the benefits of knowledge and capital. In 50 years, 3 of the BRICS will be important and influential countries with modern, diversified economies. Will Russia keep up with them? Will Russia surpass them? Or will Russia still be lagging behind?